Okay, now that we've got our map view controller set up, we want to zoom the map view into giving it like the coordinates, the starting coordinates of our initial location. So we'll fire once we send this and our first location comes. So we need to have like start location, and this will be optional, and we'll trigger the updating of the map view once this goes, right? We'll only do it if we've got one, otherwise we'll do nothing for now. So self map view controller, and this, we have got the map view available at the moment, but on which we're going to do it like this way, but later on we're going to change it. So yeah, I'm not going to explain it. Later on we're going to change it, but I forget how to do this as well. Position, camera position, set camera. Yeah, so let's do camera, animated true, and camera equals map view. Gonna need a map kit maybe. MK camera. Oh, look at this. Looking at center. What have we got? Looking at center, these coordinates from distance, pitch, heading. Okay, well, let's say location coordinates from distance. Let's have a look at this. In degrees, where 0 is looking straight down. In degrees, where 0 is looking straight down, pitch may be clamped to be an appropriate value. Okay. Eye altitude. Heading, yeah, I've got that bit. Heading, we'll just say 0. Pitch will be 0. From distance, let's say 5,000. No idea. Let's try this. I've done it in another one, so I'm sure we can Google this, but for the sake of testing it, let's have a look. Obviously not. Oh, because we never set the location, that's why. And if self.start location is equal to nil, start location is equal to location. There we go. How close is it going to go? All right, well, we'll say from distance 20,000. See whether it goes out. I'm guessing it's meters. Yeah, that looked like meters to me. Yeah, okay. So we know that, well, let's say from distance, let's say you're going to run maybe 5 kilometers, so 5, I'd say probably, let's say 12,000 meters is probably better, right? Yeah. The person can zoom in when they want to, but most importantly, yeah, you're still getting the details of the roads on there and so on, but we can change it as well. Okay, so that's done. Now let's tell the map view controller to do it itself, right? So, well, effectively what we can do is just copy this, paste it in here, and that there. Okay, so okay, camera distance yeah, camera distance will do. There's probably going to be a double, I'm guessing. See our location distance is. Say 12,000. And whilst we're there, we can say camera pitch, and this is what? CG float 0, and heading is a C location direction. What was it? C location. And that is what? Double as well. Okay, good. So now we can plop that in there. Let's tidy this up a little bit, like this. Okay, good. And now we can make this internal. We don't allow anyone else to access it now. Yeah. Let's come back to the view controller, and now we can say, and we're going to probably need to build it as well. Okay, start location is equal to location. Remove this. And it all works fine. Okay, so now we have our start location triggered from this. So what we want to do now is, let's say that it's start tracking position, okay? And this is essentially going to do this here, right? And yeah, that can stay the same, yeah. Yeah, this will trigger exactly. So in the beginning, we're just going to say start tracking location, tracking position. It's going to do exactly the same as what it did before, because it's just going to call this. But yeah, so let's put let's do this. make a map holder for this. Right. And this will allow us to be a bit more flexible with our storyboard. And rather than putting it in the view itself, we'll say map holder. Yeah, I'm going to add it to the map holder instead. All right. Run this again. This allows us now to use the storyboard to add another button, because at the moment we're just adding it straight to the view controller and we don't know which other views are going to be in there by itself. Now we're having full control of it. It's still working, so we can wait for the map to show up. Yep, fine. Okay, so now let's add a stack view, and we want horizontal one. We want this beneath on the bottom, and we'll say 40 on the left and right, 40 on the bottom. And we'll say a height of, well, let's say 50. Should be good. And let's add 2 buttons. Yep. And they're going to be equally spaced. Equal spacing. No. Fill equally. Yes. I'll say like 15 spacing. And this will be my start button. This will be my stop button. And you can be background red. And you can be background green. Some colour. What else have we got? Green. It's a bit of a horrible green. Let's do these ones here. I like that. Oh, no, that's disgusting as well. Ah, I like this one better. Let's go with that one. And they could both have white text as well. As you can see, my design abilities are fantastic. Okay, start button. Stop button. Start button action. Stop button. Oh, sod it. There we go. So now that we have this, well, the start action is going to be start tracking position. Then sender is enabled is equal to false, and then we can say stop button is enabled is equal to true. All right. And from here, when stop, then we can say sender is enabled is equal to false, and start button is enabled is equal to true. Now, when stop, we want to say location manager stop updating location. All right. Yes. So now let's remove this here. And yeah, let's run it again. And this time we should be able to only initiate it when the button's pressed. And it's important to see the locations being outputted as well down here. Okay, we have the correct permissions, all good. So we've got the map showing, Now let's start it. It zooms into where we want it to go, and it's pumping out locations. If we stop it, it doesn't pump out any locations anymore. Now if we start it, it pumps out locations. Alright, so now we've got a start and a stop. Alright, so we know our buttons are working. So let's just change the colour of the button. So if start button's pressed, then we'll say sender sets title colour. It's background colour equal to dark grey. Yeah. Start button colour. Just going to save the colour that it was in initially. Start button. Start button colour equals background colour. And we'll copy this and we'll say stop button colour. Okay, so now we have the different colours. So dark grey, stop button, background colour equals stop button colour. And initially we want stop button background colour to equal to dark grey. So the inactive buttons are going to be dark grey. Yeah. Start button is active. When the start button is pressed, we disable it, make the background colour dark grey, and enable the initial stop background colour, and enable the button. When the stop button is pressed, we enable the start button. We give the start button the initial start button background colour, and we say the background colour of the stop button is now dark grey. Exactly. This should work. Okay, so the stop button needs to be is enabled is equal to false, and we're only going to allow the we're only going to allow the start button to be active. Start button is enabled is equal to true if we have the correct permissions. So it means that we need to disable the start button as well. Whoops. Yeah, we need to disable the start button as well. Is enabled. So they're both, the buttons are both disabled until they are allowed to be used. Okay, see the stop button can't be used, but the start button can. And now the start button is disabled. It gives us a location, stop button can't be used, and the start button is now. So now we're happy that's all working. Okay, so now we've got the map set up, the location manager is now working, and the map view controller is working with the start and stop buttons. So we're happy. There's probably some cleanup still left to do, but let's stop here and move on to the next task.